Thank you very much for staying on the program. Now, in our first story, the Trades Union Congress has resisted what it describes as unreasonable increases in utility and fuel prices. According to a statement signed by the General Secretary, the union said it would also oppose policies and measures that undermine its efforts to improve the living standards of the working people of Ghana. The Secretary General of the TUC, Kofi Samoa, said the union is worried about the effects of the fuel hikes on businesses. The TUC says given the general economic hardships prevailing in Ghana, it is unacceptable for government to deregulate fuel and utility pricing while restraining wage increases. The union believes that the IMF bailout program will not change Ghana's fortunes.
The economic measures that has been put in place really is having telling effects on cost of living generally. So our analysis find out that even the figures we get for inflation, if you go to the market, cost of doing business and goods and services are quite higher even than the stipulated inflation. Beyond that, we have bundled deregulation at the same time. If you're doing deregulation at a time you have an economic instability as we have now, the situation will be worsened because now the cedi depreciation is really it's just going on and on. And if that is really the determinant, as we know, on all these goods and services, then it means that every week or 2 weeks we're going to have increases on fuel and other utilities, and that is what we say is unbearable. We're doing this in the situation at a time where we know incomes are stable. I mean, incomes are just limited. You cannot really move it the way it is. It brings out the question, can we also index our incomes to the dollar? So it behoves on those who are in charge of both the monetary policy and the fiscal policy to make to do something as quickly as it is on the current situation. Otherwise, there's a limit to which we can really contain. Working people and ordinary Ghanaians cannot continue to absorb any further increases the way it is going. If it's going to go like that, then we are definitely going to be in a very challenging times. We have a refinery and we have other factors here. The argument has been that why don't we bring in the crude and try to do some refined work as against bringing the already refined. If that is what is done and we don't really find solutions to that, then it means if the cedi depreciation goes or the currency depreciation goes, we can't do anything with it. But that is what we expect government to find some solutions. We put government in place to be able to find solutions to such problems. But just to say that lest we bring it because of inflation, because of that, I'm saying that there's a limit to what all of us can contain. If we are all choked to death, I mean, what will be?
Now already we are seeing the effects of the fuel price change on transport fares. Joy News checks have revealed that some commercial drivers have increased their fares, and this is contrary to assurances by the Ghana Private Road Transport Union that it will not increase lorry fares despite the new increment in fuel prices. Now let's find out why this is happening and what will be done about this. I'm joined over the telephone by Deputy General Secretary of the GPRTU, Stephen Okujeto. Mr. Okujeto, good morning.
Good morning, madam.
Now, how does this come to you?
Well, we were also equally surprised, but all the same, we would like to make a passionate appeal to our members to exercise patience because we've realized that the deregulation has really started now, and we are going to monitor the increases as they come, and then also take a look at it, because our threshold is 10%. Now, the one that came yesterday has gone beyond 10%.
Indeed.
And, we don't want to confuse the traveling public, especially the workers. Most of our passengers are workers who live on salaries. And if we also want to be adjusting our fares on and on like that.
And so what's going to happen now? Because it's happening, whether you appeal passionately to your members or not, they have started charging passengers new fares, which we can't even confirm whether it's the same across board. And so what is the union going to do about its members who have increased fares?
Well, you know, GPRTU is not the only union in Ghana today running commercial transport. We have other unions as well. We have already made a passionate appeal to our members not to increase the transport fares.
Is that the farthest you can go?
Yes, because we are well organized and our members listen to us.
But the point I'm making to you is, some of your members have defied the appeal. They have defied whatever instruction you have given them, that hold on, do not increase fares now. And they're doing it. And you're telling me the farthest you can go is to appeal to them still?
Well, I'm not sure they are GPRT members. We've also heard that some people have increased. So we are investigating. We are really investigating to find out. I'm in touch with the Greater Accra Regional Secretariat to find out if that is the case. Because we increased the fares not quite long, and it will not augur well, especially the traveling public, for us to come out with another increase again. It will create a serious discussion in the transport industry. So we are yet to investigate to find out if really they are GPRT members or they are floating vehicles.
Now let's look at events of last 2 months, when there were talks of insurance, third-party insurance policies going up. The unions like yours, came out strongly to say that it was going to affect business, and because of that, you wanted to go up on price. Now, when you intervened, it was then postponed. The implementation was deferred until July 1, which is about a day ago. For me, my interpretation of this is the fact that, well, that July 1 deadline has come to pass, and there's new fuel price, and so it's okay to go ahead and introduce new transport fares. And you'd want to understand why your members and other union members would want to take this step.
Well, you know, the problems are coming here and there. With regards to the GIA, that is the insurance associations, we met them Tuesday, and we've all agreed that it should be postponed for 1 week for us to renegotiate the actual level of the quantum of the increase that they were coming with. And the commissioner has assured us that we'll postpone it for a week. Then we'll come back to talk again, because we wanted to know what actually has gone into their increase as well, which they were not forthcoming with. And we are monitoring all these things very closely so to arrive at a final decision, because we realize that the deregulation thing is ongoing. We don't know when the next surprise will come again.
When are we going to expect an official increase from the GPRTU?
GPRTU is not going to increase transport fares as of now. We are still monitoring. We are not going to increase transport fares now. And we are appealing to our people, nobody should increase the transport fares.
I see, Mr. Okudzeto, I'm grateful for your time. Stephen Okudzeto is Deputy General Secretary of the GPRTU, who's made a passionate appeal to union members who have increased transport fares starting today. But let's go up north, where some National Democratic Congress supporters in the Napdam district of the Upper East region have locked up the office of Napdam District Assembly in protest of the appointment of a stranger as the Youth Employment Coordinator. Upper East Regional Correspondent Albert Sori reports that the angry supporters intend presenting a petition to the Assembly. He's on standby at the locked-up office of the District Assembly. He's joined me over the telephone now with more. Good morning, Albert.
Good morning, Kenny.
Help us understand who this new employment coordinator, the youth of the area are describing as stranger.
Well, they didn't give his name, but they made us to understand that this youth employment coordinator is being moved from the Bongo district to come and work in the Nabdan district. Now, their concern is that this person was working already in Bongo as the youth employment coordinator there, and so they don't understand why he would be moved to their district when there are also competent people who are indigenous or origins of the area who could also be given the opportunity to serve the party in that capacity.
Let's talk about this man. When was he appointed?
Well, they won't give dates. It appears the person has recently been appointed. It's unclear exactly which date. They are saying that they have consulted the DC of the area about it, and that they were made to understand that she didn't have a say in the appointment of this person, and that is why they are protesting. The person in question was not also at the office because the office was locked up, so nobody was there for us to really speak to.
Now, on our screens now, we see the locked gate of the offices of the Assembly. Tell us really what the mood is in the area.
Well, these are party activists supported by some of the constituency executives. So the crowd was not too huge, but you get the sense that a lot of the people in the district support what the party activists were doing because they feel that the district was created, and part of the reason was to create decentralization and also to give opportunity for some people who may graduate from universities and other tertiary institutions and may not be able to find jobs to come and work at the district office. And so, yes, a lot of the people in the areas, in the constituency, supported what the party activists were doing. So the mood is not much of anger, though, but they really want something to be done about this. They also talked about some other appointments that were previously made, which they also thought that were questionable because at the end of the day, that constituency, the Nabdan constituency, and for that matter, the Nabdan district, is a party that, it's a constituency that has supported the NDC for a very long time. And when appointments are made and then people from the constituency are not given the opportunity, they think that it is not fair.
Commented on this yet?
Come again.
I'm asking what the DCE has been saying about this action the NDC supporters have taken.
The DCE, we are told, is currently in Accra for a meeting. We have not been able to speak to her, but the effort we are making is to get her on the phone line, hopefully on this program as we go on, so she can respond to some of the issues.
But you reside there. Help us understand the difference between Bongo and Nabdan.
Well, Bongo is a different district altogether. Towards the western part of the Upper East region. The Nabdan side is at the eastern part on your way to Boko. So these are two different areas. Kemini, I must say that one of the concerns that were raised by the Deputy Secretary of the party, John Paul Azuma, who addressed the media, was that they don't have a problem with outsiders coming to work in the district, but where people who already are holding positions in their own district are removed to come and work there, it looks more or less like an indictment on their people to indicate that maybe they don't have competent people enough to occupy these positions, which they thought that was not fair. And they also want an opportunity for, equal opportunity to be given to members of the constituency when appointments like this are being made. in this case, they say that it wasn't done. The person was just picked and is being brought to the constituency.
Very well, we'll leave it here. Thank you very much, Albert. Albert Sorry joined us from the Napdam district in the Upper East region, where some NDC supporters have locked up the district assembly office. Now, Ghana has marked its 55th anniversary as a republic with severe economic challenges. Notable among these are the fast depreciation of the cedi and the crippling energy crisis. These and more have forced Ghana to run to the International Monetary Fund for a bailout to help put the economy back on the path of growth. But a leading member of the pressure group Citizen Ghana movement says the Bretton Woods institutions such as IMF have not helped the country much. Kofi Bento believes Ghanaians should start taking responsibility for turning the country around.
Trying over 50 years, as they've done, Bretton Woods, World Bank and affiliates, bilateral, multilateral partners, we have ended up here. That tells you that there is some kind of flaw with that model, where somebody from outside is the most important person influencing your government. That emphasizes the point that we made again on 1st July last year, that we, the citizens of this country, especially those who have had the privilege of being educated by poor farmers and other taxpayers, owe it to this country to take it up, okay? And even without being in politics, make sure we are bringing to bear whatever knowledge we have, whatever influence we have, so this country will be run better. We cannot leave it to Bretton Woods, we cannot leave it to IMF, we cannot leave it to Danida and USAID and all those other people. They have done their bit, and their bit clearly has had limited success. We, the people, must now rise up and take our nation in our own hands and make sure that our leaders listen to us.
Well, I found a member of the Citizen Ghana movement, Professor Alex Dodu, believes Ghana can become a better place if a sense of nationalism is cultivated in its citizens. He insists that Ghana's needs should come first in all matters. For instance, in an energy crisis era as Ghana is currently faced with, should be a matter of governance for politicians to step aside and allow technocrats solve the problem. He was talking to Martha Krensolakwa on the Republic Day edition of PM Express.
If every Ghanaian starts buying the Ghana flag, getting it himself, we don't care. It's not a political party. And flying is just to remind ourselves that we stand for Ghana. We stand for values. We stand for the things which bring us together rather than the things which divide us. We stand for the truth in all situations. Then we'll be moving forward. How many do we need? Trust me, Jesus Christ, Muhammad, all the prophets changed the world as one people with how many prophets, how many apostles? Very few. But it's about the messaging going forward. Fortunately for all of us, what Multi TV is doing today is even more powerful than what I am saying. Because Multi TV could also have chosen to be talking to a politician, hearing the party political line about we building schools which will come up, which never come up, or hospitals which never show up. We are not telling Ghanaians that, do you feel all right that when you have a health problem, Ghana will come to your aid, which is a human right anyway, in our constitution. Oh, yes.
All our rights are being given back to us as privileges. Right to education.
That you think when an MP comes to your house and gives, in fact, to the extent that you clap when you see electricity, which should be your right, then it's the problem.
Hey, today we have lights.
But you know
wow,
why?
They've done well.
You know why? It's a problem. It's a psychological issue that all political powers use across the world. Take away everything you have and give you a little bit and then you clap. Electricity is a right. How can you have a business, whether a barber, a seamstress or anything without power? When there's no infrastructure, the system falls. And then everything is taken away, then you are giving power for 2 days and you say, hey, praise. Come on. It's wrong, it's unacceptable. And those who clap should feel ashamed of themselves for clapping. When something which is yours has been taken, you'll be giving some of it. You are being cheated. You are being messed up and you are clapping. Please wake up and shine your eyes. I don't think we need revolutions. What we need are people to be awakened. And when you get awake and your MP talks to you, down to you, you say, I put you there. In most countries, MPs hold what they call surgeries to listen to their constituents. How many of us know where our MP is and how we can find him?
I think I see him only on TV.
So it's about time citizens tell our MPs that we sent you there.
You're watching Joy News Desk. When we return, we'll tell you how about 20 people sustained injuries after a canopy walkway collapsed from under their feet in Bozo.